And now joining me on the news hour is Finance Minister of West Bengal, Dr. Amit Mitra, old friend. And tonight, Dr. Amit Mitra, I want to ask you a question, not just as the Finance Minister of West Bengal, as a Trinamool Congress leader, but also as an economist, because you've been an economist for as long as I can remember. I want to ask you, in a budget year, in the last full budget, the fact that there is capital expenditure which has increased 33%, the fact that there is a middle class tax reprieve that has been given, the fact that credit line to farmers for 20 lakh crores has been done, the fact that defense budget has increased, the fact that MSMEs get a lot of credit again. Would you want to compliment the Finance Minister, Nirmala Sitharaman, for not falling to the temptation of a populist budget, doing something for everybody, yet keeping the fiscal discipline?
I think it's very important for me to say to you, Navika ji, that if I were or somebody else were from a training in economics, as you say, was in her position, I would prefer to see, and this is her choice, of course, to walk on 2 feet. One is the immediate crisis in the country, which is 3.7 crores of people unemployed and another 1.2 crores given up. So 5 crore, 50 million people, and you know the pain of being unemployed. You have 5 people supporting you. That means you're 20 crore people. One is to handle them. How? Through Keynesian stimulation by putting money into their hands, which not a freebie, it is a consistent policy in the macroeconomic domain. That's one foot. Second foot is to look at the long term. Now, long term also has a problem. John Maynard Keynes said in the long term, we are all dead.
All dead. Because
there is a finite process in who knew there'd be a Ukraine situation today? Who knew 2008 there'd be a meltdown? So that has a finite, but there's no harm to it. 50 million people, or probably more like 200 million, suffering from it. Parallelly, you do some long-term thinking, which is the capex that you talked about, because capital expenditure means physical expenditure, physical infrastructure, which takes time. Third point I'd like to make is the reason why the government was doing it is they said the animal spirit will come back. That means the private sector will be motivated to invest, take over the role from the government. That's called crowding in. That's a new word they've used. Unfortunately, 1 year has passed. No new investments of any significance have happened, and not a single businessman in your years of experience and even today said they're going to invest new plant, new equipment, etc. Why? Because there's shortfall in demand. So my submission is the budget could have walked on 2 feet without being populist, which the whole world is doing today. Any country you take, it is addressing its immediate problem, which is unemployment, which is pain, which is distress. Parallelly, it is addressing, or we could have addressed, the long-term process of how to build India. Now, I'd like to throw in here China as a case in point. We have imported from China $100 billion worth of the most sensitive articles. That's electronics, that's telecom equipment. And then we speak of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Where is the vision to say, okay, we are doing it today for whatever the reason, we are going to go to the next 10 years within which they will depend on us. And you speak of investment coming out of China. By the way, data shows that Vietnam, Cambodia, that region is getting the investment from China. We are not. Why? Because when we talk of ease of doing business, I'll just one example. Navika ji, 741 notifications in GST. Do you know that? You have to fill a massive 178 forms. Now, despite that GST is going along, it could have gone flying out had it been ease of doing business. So therefore, the 3 buckets I've put across to you: immediate pain relief, parallelly, a medium term, not long term, medium term projection which Planning Commission could have done for you. And third, be very careful that we do not have the core competency due to which the China Nirbhar Bharat rather than Atmanirbhar Bharat is happening. We have to address that political economy-wise, foreign policy-wise. Otherwise, we'll major trouble.
Well, Dr. Amit Mitra, succinct, to the point, and straight on target. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've presented to you the point of view of the government, the point of view of many people who've taken the first look at the budget tonight. And we've presented to you the most sane economist opposition minister, the finance minister of West Bengal. You take your pick. How do you rate the budget? Do write in to us. We'll keep waiting and we'll keep studying this budget to look at what really it does and how much does it not do. But one sigh of relief for sure, which is that it hasn't given in to the temptation of being a populist budget, given that elections are around the corner. Thank you, Dr. Amit Mitra, for joining me on the Newshour tonight.